Drought-ravaged Australia is about to get a visit from the Coalition's front bench. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg and Water Resources Minister David Littleproud set off on a tour of regional New South Wales and Queensland on Wednesday. On the first stop of their journey, the pair will be dropping in on the New South Wales town of Inverell, about 200 kilometres inland from the coast. There, residents are doing it tough. At Copton Dam, a colossal water supply for Inverell almost 3 times the size of Sydney Harbour, water levels have fallen to 8.5%. And according to the Bureau of Meteorology, rainfall in the region is the lowest on record. Farmers in the area typically work with cattle, sheep, and grow grain. One of the farmers I spoke to, Alan Martin, who lives 15 kilometres west of Inverell, said no rain has overturned his farming business.
We're now in our 3rd year of well below rainfall. I think we had 30% of our rainfall in 17, we had 40% of our annual rainfall in 18, and we've now only had about 5% of our annual rainfall in 2019.
He spends a fortune feeding his cattle when they usually eat for free.
Our normal stocking rate is around about 900 head of cattle. We are currently down to 200, and we're feeding them 100%. We're buying in feed every day. Mm-hmm. That costs us $1,100 a day to feed our cattle. We have 3 properties, two of which have what we thought was permanent water supply by river and creeks. Both of those have dried up. The only water we have we also run a cropping business, and we have not harvested a crop for 3 years. Inverell is a very, very good little town. I don't believe leaving here is really of any benefit. My skills are in agriculture. I did an apprenticeship in ag, like a farm apprenticeship, and so that's my trade. It's also what I very much enjoy, growing beef and lamb and grain to supply, the people with, and I very much enjoy doing that.
His story isn't unique to the region. Linda Atkinson, who is a CWA member and a farmer just northwest of Inverell, said drought is driving local issues.
Well, I was born on a farm, but not this particular farm. We had a farm at Kyogle for 20 years, and then a few years ago, 2015, we bought the big property out at Delungra after all the kids left home. We had a farm at Kyogle, and then we came out this way. We have a farm, but we don't have a farm anymore because of the drought. We planted in April, hoping to get some wheat and some oats, and unfortunately we didn't get any follow-up rain, so that's all still in the ground. Mm-hmm. And there's no cattle on the property anymore, and it's just very dry and drought-ridden. When the farming community is thriving, everyone thrives. Mm-hmm. When there's grains being grown and fat cattle and fat sheep and lambs and calves being born, everyone's busy. But that's not happening. Obviously, the drought's been going for a long time now. We've been carting water for over a year just to have a shower. Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of people, aren't in a good way. So we're just trying to think of events and different things that we can do at the moment. Last year, when I was delivering dog food and food parcels to some of our farmers, I drove into a farm which had 5 working dogs on it, and I got out of the car, and the lady was actually feeding the dogs, and she said to me, "Oh, can I help you?" And I said, "Oh, my name's Linda, and I'm here from Guida Group CWA, and I'm just dropping off some bags of dog food and some groceries." And she just sat down in the dirt and cried. And I sat down in the dirt and cried with her, because it was just affecting her so much, and just that little gesture of a couple of bags of dog food and a box of groceries made all the difference in the world.
Anthony Michael from the Inverell Shire Council said the town is fragile. Flow-on effects from the drought have hit the town severely, causing job losses, and some shops to even close their doors.
Everyone's waiting for rain. A lot of people have dug their dams deeper and stuff like that to try and be drought-proof, but you only can drought-proof for 12 months if you're really good, maybe 18 months, but for 2 years or 3 years, no farmer could ever plan to drought-proof for that period of time. You can never do it. Inverell will struggle for probably 12 months or 18 months after the drought, because we'll lose 800 people, will lose their job for a period of time. Less people are spending money. We find that a lot of the workers that are doing farmhand jobs are being put off because there's no work. The harvest that usually happens at this time of the year is very minimum, so therefore there's no boost in that sort of range as well. The only thing that's just maintaining itself is the abattoirs. We've got a meatworks in Inverell, and it employs about 800 people. And because everyone's selling their cattle, they're maintaining their stock kill. But as soon as at some stage that'll finish. So and there might be a period of time where they might have to close until the cattle numbers pick back up again. Some farmer's wife had 6 cattle and just stuck in the river. She had to go and shoot them. There's people that I know that they're at Ashford, I think, which is just out of town there, that the kids sometimes go home from school and then they've got to go out and they've got to they find the sheep either dead or they've got to go and pull them out of the river or whatever, out where the mud is. And this is after school hours. In most country towns now, there's empty shops all over the place. We've had 3 big retailers ready to Rivers and Spenless Shoes, plus Target's just announced that they close on the 19th of September, 19th of October, I think it is, or November. And so some of the locals are closing, but some of the big chain stores are also packing up and leaving as well, because it's not profitable now that there's been a downturn in sales.
Farmers struggling in the arid conditions are pinning their hopes on rain finally falling and giving the town some much-needed relief. In the meantime, support from the government and vouchers are helping to keep them going. The Treasurer and Water Resources Minister's visit couldn't come soon enough. After Inverell, the pair will visit Warwick and Stanthorpe in Queensland on Thursday. Philip Ritchie, Sky News.